Deputy Secretary Beijing, I appreciate the work that you and members of the State Department are doing to secure our interests as they relate to China. But I'm concerned that we're using the traditional techniques that we've long had, and we're using them in more aggressive ways than we have to push back against China and their ambitions, but they're not working. China has not been diverted from the course that they are on. China is more assertive than I've ever seen in my life. During the years of Deng Xiaoping, he talked about keeping your head down and China would become stronger until the world was finally able to see how strong they were. Well, that's happened. They're not backing down. Look what they're doing to the Uyghurs. Look what they're doing with the South China Sea bases. Look how they're cracking down on Hong Kong, how they saber rattle with regards to Taiwan, the Belt and Road Initiative, the number of ports they have and bases, extraordinary. The fact that the Philippines and Solomon Islands are changing their course with regards to the relative relationship that we've had. There's cyber theft, putting people in our universities to steal technology. The list goes on and on. It's not working. The normal approach that we take with countries that we're not happy with is not working. China represents a threat to freedom, to our economy, to our military capability, to our national security, of an entirely different nature than what we have faced before. This is an extraordinary assault. And simply employing the normal techniques that we employ in normal circumstances is, in my opinion, not going to work. And actually, the United States flexing all of our muscles is alone not strong enough, because we have 330 million people and they have 1.4 billion people. Their economy will be bigger. They're already procuring as much military hardware as we are. They're going to be an enormous powerhouse. They're blasting ahead. And we will increasingly be in the rearview mirror unless we combine with other nations that abide by the rule of law. Unless we link arms in a very dramatic and aggressive way and lay out rules of the road that they must follow, or they will find themselves disconnected, as Senator Young has described, disconnected from the economy of the rest of the world. And we're not doing that. Instead, we're saying America first, everybody go off and do your own thing. Great for Brexit, let's blow up Europe. Everybody pursue your own interests. And America looks like we don't care about bringing the world together in a dramatic way. I would suggest a summit of the leaders of the major nations of the world and laying out a process to approach China in a very dramatic way. It strikes me when it comes to China's strategy, we're like the Titanic. We're all running around straightening deck chairs and playing the music as loud as we can, but we're losing. And I look to you and ask, am I wrong in that? Do we need to take a wholly different level of approach to combining with our friends around the world and confronting China to let them know they may not pursue the course they're on and continue to have free access to our marketplaces?
Thank you, Senator. You're not wrong, and I agree with you, and virtually every senior official in this administration agrees with you on the magnitude of this challenge. The one thing that I don't think any of us should expect are fast results. We're up against a generational challenge here. This is a formidable challenge in virtually every dimension of our economic, political, and social and military existence. We are up against a significant challenge in China. You likened it to the Titanic, but I would liken it more to an aircraft carrier that slowly begins to turn and reorient itself in a different direction. And that's what I've seen in the United States of America myself over the course of the last 5 to 7 years. That is that different sectors of the United States, our NGOs, our think tanks, our China experts, our businesses, our Congress, our executive branch, have slowly begun to reorient on the issue of China. And it wasn't easy for us to do. We invested quite a bit in the last 3 decades in a very different outcome. And sometimes wishful outcomes are hard to let go of, and many still have not. This administration is equally criticized for moving too abruptly and too harshly against China or for precipitating a new Cold War, not our intention. So, Senator Romney, you're absolutely right. It requires every bit of our energy and every bit of cooperation we can get from other countries, and it also requires strong unity here at home. I hope through discussions like this, we can not only converge our views and come to common approach on our strategy, but also that we can take that same sentiment abroad to our friends and allies, both from the executive branch and the Congress, to impress upon them how important it is that we partner on this issue. We're doing quite a bit in that regard, but we can do more.